How'd you find out?
I applied for a driver's license.
And what'd they say?
They asked me for my social security and I didn't know what that was.
And what'd your parents say?
They said, we have to move.
What can you tell us about this place?
It's new. It's referred to as Cartolandia, which is homes of carton.
Wow, actually the neighborhood is called Nueva Esperanza, but everybody calls it Cartolandia.
It's poor. I mean, we have no cement on the floor. And it's most of our houses are built with just, basically it's a drywall. Yeah.
How many people do you think live here?
Close to 1,000. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are newly deported.
Close to 1,000.
President Donald Trump is directing ICE to expand deportations.
A lot of people.
He went on to say the Democrats used them to cheat in elections and expand their voter base.
¿En Estados Unidos también usan esa canción para los helados?
Sí, es la misma canción ahí. Igualmente spooky también. Can you give us a little tour?
Yeah, well, this is my kitchen. Will be the finished kitchen once I'm done. I have some cabinets outside that I'm gonna hang up.
The ice cream
so
song is
outside,
universal.
Everything's gonna be here. My little walkway and my living room. My bathroom's in here, but somebody's busy. Somebody's in the bathroom. I'm actually proud of my bathroom. I did it myself. And that's it. It's a mess. Yeah, full of a lot of junk.
What's the biggest challenge about living here?
I don't know if it's between security and honestly, just water and electricity. Sometimes we just have no light.
When you say security, what do you mean?
Well, yeah, it gets dangerous in Mexico.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty dangerous in Mexico. It's a scary place.
So far this year, more than 1,700 people have been murdered in the city of Tijuana.
Somebody just got killed yesterday in the park across the street. I mean, across the canal, the tunnel. Somebody just got killed yesterday.
What happened?
He got shot at. I'm pretty sure that this whole colonia is drug controlled, actually. Yeah.
Controlled by that one
Is that
organization.
a fucking Amazon?
And you don't have to answer this if you don't want, but did you get convicted of a crime prior to being deported?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I got convicted of, what was it, grand theft for a bicycle that I bought, which was, I thought was legit, but ended up being stolen.
Damn.
So, yeah, and it was worth at least $4,000.
You bought it on Craigslist?
No, I bought it off somebody on the street.
So you walked past a dude and he had a bike for sale.
He was offering a bike to sell, and my brother knew him and sold me the bike, and I was like, okay. And I got arrested. Not even that same day I got arrested. Yeah.
But were you caught by
Sound
like a federal
they set his
agency?
ass
Oh
up.
yeah, I was at home when I was arrested and taken to federal custody. There I began deportation hearings, and
Sent
I was
that boy
found
to the
deported.
The Department of
feds.
Justice is issuing a directive now aimed at naturalized citizens who commit certain crimes.
Yeah, the move is raising concerns and some fears within the immigrant community.
It was a terrible experience saying bye to my parents.
Are they still there?
They're still over there. Yeah. Yep.
You talk to him often?
Every day.
Would you ever think about hopping the border back?
Illegally, no. Legally, if I could, that's the first thing I shoot for. But I applied for withholdings of removal, which is asylum, based on my social party with the LGBT community. So
the
I'm
fuck?
gonna stay here for a while. I hope to see my parents again. Yeah, give them a hug. I want to go
That
back.
nigga's like,
It's
sounds
awesome.
like,
I liked it
seems
in
like he
the most.
lying about that shit.
Estás viendo Canal 5 Latinoamérica.
Y ahora estamos en el barrio en Tijuana y sabemos que en los Estados Unidos hay una
did
conversación
the
muy
quotes
importante
like,
sobre la
I mean, you
inmigración
said to
y el
get into
impacto
that shit.
económico de los migrantes. Pero
La otra cara de la moneda de lo que no se habla, empresas extranjeras
Is the
que llegan a
impact of the foreign
instalarse aquí a
corporations that
México.
build
y las
infrastructure
dos
and shit.
conversaciones son perfectamente encapsuladas en este área. For reference, we're about 15 minutes away from San Diego right now, and about 100 feet away from an Amazon warehouse. Now, if you're someone who can't immediately
Crazy
tell
as
an
fuck.
Amazon warehouse from the blue and gray decal, it may be hard to clock this place as a packing and shipping center, given the fact that they've removed their decal from the building as a result of the shameful optics that ensued after the construction.
Podemos observar que en las dos esquinas donde estaba el logo
removed
de
the
Amazon ya no
decal.
existe.
Quitaron las letras por, no sé, hacer por imagen, creo. Mi perspectiva fue por lo mismo, el contraste, que no daba la imagen que quería la empresa, a lo mejor yo creo.
But this is still, in fact, a corporate American Bezos dollar.
Man, fuck it. He gave them niggas jobs. The fuck? There's people living out right there. They probably got a job right across the street now. That's better.
Generator over yonder, past a couple gates and barbed wire fences. Aquí es un almacén de Amazon.
Amazon just opened its newest distribution center in Mexico.
This fulfillment center is bringing hundreds of jobs to Tijuana and is expected to shorten the delivery time throughout the northwest region of the country.
But to back up a bit, let's talk about where we are. Okay, we're in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, in a slum called Cardboard Land. Well, it translates to Cartolandia in Spanish, but it pretty much means cardboard land, plywood land.
It's houses made out of wood
Right.
that people don't pay rent. Me neither, but you know what I mean.
A lot of people here currently work for Amazon or used to work for Amazon and built homes here to be close to their work.
Porque está cerquita. Cuando nosotros queremos buscar un trabajo, pues vamos a la Amazon.
Mi hermana, mi cuñado, no sé exactamente qué realicen, pero están en envíos, trabajan de noche.
Others were recently deported from the U.S. as a result of ICE raids and deportations.
Ese ha sido deportado, pero ya tiene mucho tiempo que lo deportaron. ¿Hace cuánto fue deportado? 2005.
And a lot of people just live here because it's the...
I wonder if they got deported while they was working at Amazon. Can they get transfer their job over to the new Amazon that's right there?
cheapest place in town to get a decent apartment for under $0. You actually don't have to pay any money to live here, but you do have to put up the money to build the house that you want to live in. So if you can invest in hammers, nails, tires, mattresses, and raw materials, and build the house yourself, no rent. But if you want to figure out how to put AC, gas, and water into your house, it's a bit of a different story. And by the way, if you want to watch this video totally in Spanish, you can go to Canal 5. It's our alternative Spanish language channel, where we have not only most of our main videos overdubbed in Spanish,
Coster es así en la 55.
but also different original content filmed in Latin America with myself, Andrea Chaparro, Josue, and some other friends too. We've been covering the ongoing ban on corridos, which is like a narco-pop fusion music that's been happening here under the new administration.
La prohibición de los narcocorridos.
Yo opino que tenemos que fomentar la libertad de expresión. Yo soy un productor de electrocorridos y de corridos. Ah, pues están chidos.
It's a whole lot of reading, bro. I'm not reading all that shit.
Los corridos son ya parte de México.
Pues vine aquí a escuchar lo que traigo en la sangre, los corridos, el norteño.
We also went to Tepito Market in Mexico City, and we're covering a few other things too. So if you want to check that out, head to Canal 5. I'm going to put the link in the pinned comment and description box of this video. All right, back to the topic at hand, Cartolandia. While the area is currently in the spotlight due to its population of deportees and Amazon employees, the makeshift walls of these homes tell a story far deeper than what meets the naked eye.
Esto tiene años, hasta más de 40, 50 años tiene, nomás porque estaba rodeada de árboles.
This man, named Luis, now in his late 30s, is from the first native-born generation of Cartolandians, descending from parents who left rural parts of Mexico to find work in the city during the 1950s.
Descendiente del estado de Chiapas.
Ah, ok.
Sí, toda la mayoría aquí somos de familia, pues de papá y mamá, de otros lugares.
And to understand why Cartolandia was built in the first place, you have to first understand post-war America.
6 years after the end of World War II, America is wealthier than ever.
All right, bear with me. So in the US, the post-war 40s, or the baby boom of the 50s, is typically thought of as being the age of prosperity, especially for the veterans who came back from Japan and Europe and stuff, and were able to enjoy the benefits of the GI Bill, like dirt cheap subsidized mortgages on new homes in the burbs, free college, monthly checks in the mail, and more. But the post-war era in America was also the beginning of American manufacturing's death spiral, leading us slowly into today's reality, where 97% of our clothing and electronics are imported from factories and sweatshops in developing nations like China, India, and Vietnam. This spiral, of course, was made possible by corporate executives who are now dead that at one point sought to yield a higher profit margin at the expense of American jobs. And here's how they did it. You see, back in the day in 1944, right after the war ended, there was a secret meeting in New Hampshire called the Bretton Woods Conference, where delegates from 44 different allied nations all met up to create something called the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, aka the World Bank, which set the US dollar as the official global currency. #1, baby, printed right there in Philadelphia. This in turn gave us the magical ability to at will decide how much other countries' money was worth. And if you've ever been to a foreign country and asked yourself how the heck it costs you 100,000 of their dollars to get a cup of coffee in the morning, here's why. The US artificially devalued the currencies of dozens of countries through modified exchange rates after becoming the world standard in 1944, whereafter American business titans frantically built factories in the countries with the lowest dollar in order to pay people in these countries as little as possible for labor and raw materials. This process is called economic globalization and is the reason for much of the world's poverty, as it forces formerly self-sufficient and non-capital-obsessed countries to industrialize, yet never have the opportunity to evolve into anything more than glorified factory states or amusement park countries for more powerful nations like us. And this was especially true of Mexico in the 1950s. Unlike today, where border cities like Tijuana and Ciudad Juarez are among the country's most populous, border towns were borderline non-existent back in the day. For perspective, in 1930, Mexico City was home to 1.1 million people, and Tijuana had less than 9,000 people living in it. But shortly after tanking the peso back in '44, American companies began building hundreds of steel factories and assembly plants as close to home as possible, which meant across the border from San Diego and Tijuana.
Tijuana es una ciudad que atrae mucha inversión extranjera porque somos frontera con San Diego, con California, que es la quinta economía mundial. Y aquí alrededor también, cerca, está una garita, un cruce fronterizo, el cruce de Otay, y por lo tanto muchas empresas quieren estar cerca de la garita de Otay para que una vez que terminen sus productos poderlos cruzar de manera rápida, de manera inmediata.
This in turn caused a mass rural exodus of Mexicans from the countryside who arrived by the tens of thousands into the city in search of work. Some of these people had literally pennies, or rather devalued pesos to their name, and slept in cars or outside these factories on the streets. But others, particularly those who were nice with the hammer, built Cartolandia in 1955. The first iteration of this settlement was about 2 miles upriver from where it is today, in the Zona Rio district near the San Ysidro border. Initially only home to a couple hundred workers, the area continued to explode in population as American factories continued to be built, and by 1968, 25,000 people. That's right, an entire Taylor Swift arena full of people called Cartolandia home. But it was seen as something of an eyesore by the more affluent residents of the city who called for its destruction.
So they got that shit up out of there.
All right, now before we get into how the first started out, with simple and Mr. Work that you have sons, what do you minting the entire blaze? One morning in 1972, Baja California cops came in guns blazing and forced the entire community of Cartolandia to disperse that same day, bulldozing the entire area overnight. While the Baja state government saw this forced eviction as an end-all be-all, they were dead wrong. Like in the case of most homeless sweeps in the States, where they just kind of kick people around and expect them to figure out life somewhere else, Cartolandians simply migrated to a new hub just blocks away from where the fuzz was giving them guff, specifically at a strip of land that was classified as undesignated federal territory.
Miren, recordemos que estos terrenos no son propiedad privada, son federales. Entonces, ¿quién es el dueño del terreno federal? Es Conagua, la Comisión Nacional del Agua, pero la Comisión Nacional del Agua no tiene la estructura, ni el aparato, ni los recursos, ni el personal humano, ni la intención de venir a sacar a la gente. ¿No? Tampoco lo va a hacer.
So that same year, Cartolandia 2.0 was born, but renamed Nueva Esperanza, Spanish for New Hope. While visually the second settlement looked almost identical to the first, the demographic was quite different. Think less migrant factory workers from other parts of Mexico and more fresh deportees recently expelled from the US with nowhere to go. And also, no money. As I mentioned, Cartolandia is free if you can build your own house. And many deported people did, the first of whom were deported in and around 1986 after Reagan passed the Immigration Reform and Control Act, bringing forth a new era of border militarization and expanding the use of expedited removal. This led to multiple decades of unprecedented mass deportations under the Clinton, Bush, and especially Obama administration. Many older Cartolandia residents today are products of those eras.
Cuando crucé tenía como edad de 17 años, 16 años. Me deportaron en el 2005, ya llevo ya casi 20 años aquí.
2005. ¿Y cuánto tiempo ya llevaba viviendo allá? ¿De qué lado?
Casi 14 años. En Los Ángeles, California.
14 years in LA.
¿Qué parte? En el este de Los Ángeles.
Okay.
Tengo mis hijos allá, mi familia, y me cuentan que ya está un poco más difícil.
Masked federal agents are often seen raiding homes, businesses, even daycares.
The fears sparked by mass deportations, targeted workplace ICE raids, and random stops is driving people into hiding and keeping them away from everyday life.
¿Qué piensas sobre tu vida aquí?
Tranquilo, pues tengo trabajo, y pues ya tengo otra familia acá, pues ya voy al día nada más, o sea, pues ya no anhelo cruzar otra vez, no.
Despite
I also have another family here. What the fuck?
Its rugged look, there's actually a decent amount of infrastructure in the area, which is something that residents repeatedly emphasized to me during interviews.
Ya todo está bien, ya tenemos los servicios, ya se paga agua, luz, predial.
We pay for water,
and to
light,
be honest,
and land.
their setup isn't half bad. There's a small electrical grid set up with wires connected to light poles. There's a water filtration system that draws and purifies water from the nearby irrigation canal. And there's also a church, 2 stores, and a free elementary school for special needs children. Still, it goes without saying the conditions there are quite rough, particularly in regards to the lack of plumbing, AC, and some say the abysmal police response time.
So what would happen in theory if somebody tried to break into your house and steal one of your pots and pans?
They would definitely just get away with it. I wouldn't put up much of a fight. Go ahead, take the pots and pans.
But if you tried to call the police?
They would probably come out tomorrow. They'll probably come out tomorrow and tell me the same thing. Like, well, we'll look for your guy with the pots.
However, many residents thought this would all change back in 2021 when Amazon opened up its brand new fulfillment center right next door, promising to bring positive change to the neighborhood.
What
It
happened?
was said
Jobs?
by the community
No jobs?
that Amazon said they were going to help build better houses with material, cement, and that never happened.
But what did happen is that a ton of people got hired.
La mayoría estamos aquí en la empresa.
That's good. That's a lot of
¿Usted sí
jobs.
está a favor de que Amazon haya llegado aquí?
Sí, la verdad sí, a nosotros sí nos convino muchísimo.
Sí, la gente que está trabajando en Amazon, pues gracias a Dios que existe esta fábrica, porque con ese dinero que paga la Amazon,
They can
pues
pay bills.
salen adelante la gente aquí trabajando.
Yo trabajé con Amazon y sí, cuando antes trabajaba había mucho calor, nos regalaba agua fresca, pues.
Es una nueva oportunidad
Niggas happy for fresh water.
de vida.
Shout out the U.S., man. Shout out the U.S.
Mejia earns 2,000 pesos a week as a janitor, working for a factory in the same business park as the Amazon Fulfillment Center.
In addition to health insurance, Amazon employees in Cartolandia were also getting paid 52 pesos an hour, which while only $1.85 in the US, is still significantly above Mexican minimum wage.
A la vez estoy en favor porque nos da trabajo
What
y
the
todo
fuck?
eso. Ahí la estamos viendo, como mexicana ahí estamos buscándole trabajo en lo que encontremos, en lo que haya. Esperemos que hubiera un metro también aquí, o sea, algo aquí.
Para
aquí en
moverse
Tijuana,
más rápido, ¿no?
Sí, porque ahorita con los transportes, ahorita que aumentaron.
However, despite the positive sentiment about Amazon amongst residents, the controversy caused by really a single photograph changed the game forever. That
photograph.
photo of the warehouse looming behind the slums, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, drew ire from the international press,
Damn.
baking its way into the collective conscience of American progressives.
The result of this new distribution center will save costs and deliver time.
I'll never forget this as long as I live.
This news is funded by viewers like you.
Do you know
What
those
niggas hating
large
for?
cardboard boxes that refrigerators come into and stoves those big? That's where people were living. They were living literally in cardboard boxes. So workers in America were thrown out on the street, and people in Mexico exploited in a horrible way. And these big, shiny new factories at the time.
This bad PR, some feel, caused Amazon to first remove their logo and then close up shop shortly after.
Pues yo que sepa, no sé si está funcionando ahorita.
¿Ahorita no está funcionando?
It's not operating right
No hay
now.
movimiento, no se ve nada.
Que te haga mucho gusto eso de las fotos y todo eso.
Sí, porque se estaba haciendo muy viral.
Sí.
Sí, se estaba haciendo muy viral que Amazon se
Damn, so the people hating online, it made these Mexican niggas lose money.
puso en un lugar, pero
Sick
siempre
as hell.
salen las fotos donde están las casitas en la calle, o sea, es como si yo fuera de la zona centro y tomo una foto donde están las casitas de, no sé, los que están donde están los inmigrantes. Y digo, esto es zona centro. O sea, no sé si sea por ahorita el caso que está pasando con Estados Unidos sobre los aranceles y todo eso.
That is true.
Pero ahorita no
hay tanto movimiento.
No hay tanto movimiento, exacto.
I forgot all about
Despite
that
the new
terrorism shit.
apparent absence of Amazon, residents have their own ways of making money.
Mira, azúcar, el fentanilo de este país.
Some manufacture clothes, one cuts hair, and others work remotely for American companies.
Yes.
What do you do for work mainly here?
Here, I work as an agent for a call center.
Really?
Call
Tight
center,
shit.
yeah. And I work from home, so it's awesome.
What kind of things do you say when you call people?
I mainly just set up appointments for a psychologist in Orange County.
Psychiatrists or psychologists?
Psychiatrists,
Like
sorry.
people who need counseling, not people who want to understand the mechanisms of thought.
True that. Yeah, I set up appointments for a psychiatrist.
So somebody will call you saying like they have depression and you'll pair them with a therapist?
Yeah, a parent therapist availability and with kids with Alzheimer's or certain things like that.
You think everybody should do therapy?
Yes, I think it's important. I get calls and they last me about 30 minutes and I'm like, lady, you need to talk to somebody. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks
Yeah,
for your
all
time,
right.
man. I appreciate it. Anything you want to say to the people?
Well, look out for the Mexicans, you know?
All right, thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Canal 5 en vivo en todo el mundo, Hollywood Ignite.
Maldita autoridad, Canal 5 Noticias.
Canal 5, no, mierda, con cobardes.
The
Y 5
fuck?
es el mejor número.
Próxima pregunta.
Anyways, W video. Let's see, is there anything else we can watch right quick? I'm not gonna lie, I really don't. I look, don't feel like sparking up a game. Alright, yeah, ain't shit to watch. Fuck it, we'll spark up CS. What's it called? Let me make sure my shit is. Yeah, that shit would have fucked me over mid-game. Mid-game, that shit would have popped up. Froze the screen. All types of shit. Where's it go? Damn, it's 2:22. I gotta leave in like... Nah, really, I gotta leave in like 8 minutes. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just get off the stream now. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta, eat some food and brush my teeth right quick, y'all. So, sorry about the short stream, but I will see you guys later tonight, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Catch y'all next time. Appreciate y'all for pulling up for the little short stream that it was.